Hello everyone. Today I'm going to be showing you how money works in Cambodia. And it's a little complicated than you might think. And the reason because that is, although Cambodia has one official currency, which is the real, they also use US dollars for very, very many transactions. Dollars are accepted everywhere, really without question. So, because they use two currencies together, some of the stuff about the way it works is very unintuitive. So, the first thing that I want to talk about is condition of the bills or notes, as some people call them. So we'll notice with these reels, this note here is pretty new and bright, and it looks okay. So this would be accepted everywhere. But this note is a little dark, and if you feel it, it's not very crisp. It's kind of worn out. It looks like it's been used a lot. But this bill is also accepted everywhere. And for those who live in America, that probably doesn't surprise anyone. However, when it comes to dollars, that's not the way it works at all. So here we have a pretty crisp new note. It's not torn, nothing's written on it or anything. However, with this note here, you'll notice that there's some ink in the corner. There's some ink in the corner right there. So it's possible that this note here might not be accepted by the locals. They might not want it, or it's even possible that they might be willing to accept it, but at a reduced value. So they might take this and say, I will let you use this for $18 or $15, but not $20. So in a way, the way that dollars are accepted here, it almost reminds me of how people treat collectibles. So if you have some sort of collectible item, say for example a rare Pokemon card, the amount of money that it's worth is dependent upon the condition. And that is sometimes how dollars are treated here. And if the condition is too bad, they won't be accepted at all. And this is different from living in America where, if I took this note in America, which already has some ink on it, and maybe even a little piece was torn off here, this would be accepted pretty much anywhere in America. And the reason why this is because in America, when notes make their way to the Treasury can see this worn out bill and they can just swap it out for a new one. And that's why all notes in America usually look pretty good on average, right? We don't see that as years pass, the notes get more and more worn out. If they're too worn out, they're just swapped out for a new one. But since we're not in America here, that can't happen, right? There's no Treasury here. There's no American Federal Reserve. There's nothing like that. So if the bills get too worn out, at some point, they stop being usable. So that's why the locals don't want to have those notes. So that's something to keep in mind. If you're coming here from America, make sure that your notes are all in pristine condition. The better the condition they're in, the better the spot that you're in. So next I'm going to talk about how these currencies are used together here, because they're not really used separately, right? You might think that, well, maybe I make one transaction in all reals, or I make one transaction in dollars, and that's just kind of the end of the discussion, right? But here that's not the case at all. They're used together very often. Today I even got a pizza and I paid partially in dollars and then partially in reals, and that is normal. That is fine. These are not seen as really two separate currencies, but almost complementary currencies. They work together. So I'm going to explain that. So the first thing to explain is that although dollars are accepted here, they are accepted everywhere, any kind of coins are not. So if you were to bring over something like quarters, the locals here would not understand what quarters are or what they're worth, and they would not accept them. And goods are priced very cheaply here. So say I were to buy a piece of fruit for a quarter and pay with it for $1, how would they give me change for that dollar, since they don't carry any coins? And the answer to that question is they would use reals. So the exchange rate, technically speaking, is about 4,100 reals equals $1. But because that number 4,100 is hard to work with, the locals usually just use 4,000 to make it easier, because 4,000 is an easier number to multiply and divide with. So we can easily see that if 4,000 reals is $1, then 1,000 reals is 1 quarter. So if I were to buy something that is a quarter and give them $1, they would give me 3,000 reals back, right? 75 cents. And that is how I got these notes here. Lastly, I want to explain what each of these notes are worth. So a good rule of thumb is that since 4,000 reals are worth $1, then 20,000 reals here, this is $5. So $5, 250, 1 quarter, and then this note here, 500 reals, this would be a half a quarter. This would be like 12.5 cents. And these are really all of the notes that we need to work with here, right? So if we're doing smaller transactions, if we're buying something that is $5, we might just hand them a 20 here and say, okay, here's your $5. If we buy something, for example, that is $2, we might say, well, this is 250, and then $2 is 8,000 reals. So if we use this as 250, bought something that is $2, we would then get this as change, right? Usually when you are paying with dollars, you get your change back in real, but if you're paying with real, you still get your change back in real. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have any questions. As a guy who likes math and money, I find this all very interesting, and I hope you found it interesting too. Thanks for watching.